This fish has whiskers just like a cat, but these aren't whiskers. They are taste buds. In fact, its entire body is basically one giant swimming tongue. This is the catfish, one of the most common and successful fish on the entire planet. You can find them everywhere, from tiny little guys in your fish tank to 600-pound monsters in giant rivers. And because we see them all the time, we think they're pretty simple. But they are hiding some of the weirdest and coolest superpowers in the animal kingdom. I'm going to show you the secret of their swimming tongue and how some of them can actually get up and walk on dry land. Let's start with their most famous feature, those whiskers, which are actually called barbels. A catfish is a bottom dweller. It lives its life in dark, murky, muddy water, where eyesight is pretty much useless. So, it has evolved to see the world with taste and smell. Those barbels are absolutely covered in taste buds. A catfish will drag them along the bottom of the river, tasting and smelling everything, searching for a snack like a worm or a dead fish. But here's the really mind-blowing part. It's not just the barbels. A catfish's entire body, from its head all the way down to its tail fin, is also covered in taste receptors. A catfish can literally be swimming in total darkness and taste a dead shrimp that it just brushes up against with its side. It is a tasting machine. So they are perfectly designed for a life in dark, muddy water. But what happens if that muddy water dries up in a bad drought? A normal fish would be completely done for. Well, many catfish species have a solution for that too. They have evolved a special accessory breathing organ, which is a fancy way of saying they can breathe air. They can absorb oxygen from the atmosphere, not just from the water. And this leads to one of the weirdest fish in the world, the walking catfish. When its pond or its ditch starts to dry up, this fish will do something incredible. It will use its strong pectoral fins, those are the ones on the side, to prop itself up, and it will literally wriggle or walk across dry land, sometimes for huge distances, until it can find a new, wetter home. This ability is why it has become such a successful and notorious invasive species in places like Florida. But there's one more thing we have to talk about, because sooner or later, everyone who fishes learns this lesson the hard way. Catfish can sting you, but it's not a stinger like a bee or a stingray, it's a set of spines. A catfish has a single razor-sharp, rigid spine in the front of its dorsal fin. That's the one on top, and one in each of its pectoral fins on the sides. When a catfish gets scared, it can lock these 3 spines straight out, which makes it almost impossible for a bigger fish or a bird to swallow it. And on many species, these spines are covered in a venomous slime. So when you get stung, what's actually happening is that the sharp, venomous spine has just poked you. It's a purely defensive weapon, but it hurts like crazy and is a very clear message. Do not try to eat me. So, the catfish is way more than just a lazy bottom feeder. It's an incredible survivor whose entire body is a swimming tongue. It's an animal that has learned how to breathe air and even walk on land to find a new home. And it protects itself with a set of sharp, venomous, locking spines that it is not afraid to use. If you want to taste some more amazing animal facts, make sure you subscribe.